All right, we are live. Wait till some people get in the room. If you're in here and you can hear me, let me know. Von Joe, what's up? All right, cool. That's exactly what I want to hear. Coming in loud and clear. All right, that's what's up. On y'all way in, y'all already know it, man. Hit that like button, please, for your boy. Do me that solid. Hit that like button. All right, so we can get this out to everybody. We can have a good conversation tonight. What's up, Luke? Yeah, man. Oh, so you were at the Texans game, huh? All right. Two doves. We good luck, man. We are we are good luck. And I'm good, by the way, Luke, man. How you doing? All right. In a little bit, after we get started, after we get through talking and things like that, I'm gonna go ahead and I'll drop the link, and we just gonna have fun with it. I'll drop the link. We'll let a few people come on and speak their piece about the state of the Dolphins, where the team is right now, where you see them going over the next 4 weeks, and how you feel about Tua Tagovailoa at this point. All right, in the season. All right, those are the questions I'll be asking you guys. Please, if you want to come on, save it. Don't put it in the comment section if you want to come on, because I'm gonna drop the link and you'll be able to speak your piece live, and then we'll chat about your decisions or your answers to those questions. All right, because our team, it started off rocky. All right, 1-7. We won the last five now. So time change, your mind change. I just want to know how you guys are feeling right now. All right, how are you feeling right now? I appreciate it, Von Joe. Appreciate that. Matter of fact, let me put that up right there, man. I'm gonna put that up for you, man. Appreciate it. Negan, what's up, bro? What's up? How you doing? All right. Like I said, in a little bit, I'm gonna drop that link. Have a few of y'all come on, and then I just want to get your take on the state of the team, the state of the Miami Dolphins. All right, where you feel this team is going. All right, based on the last 5 weeks or the whole season, however. All right, how you feel Tua is doing. All right, and how you feel about the team overall. Okay, so definitely gonna have a good time here. Probably be on for about an hour. We'll see how it is. Hour and a half, maybe. I don't know. All right. Just want to talk to y'all. Just wanted to go live. It's been a minute. I took a bye week myself. All right. I got a lot going on in my life anyway. So I needed the time to step away, do some other things. But at work listening in, I appreciate you taking some time, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't get fired on my account now. No, I'm just playing. I'm pretty sure you're good if you working and listening, man. But appreciate that. Appreciate that. Get that money, man. Oh, somebody. Oh, okay. All right now. I'm not even gonna try and say your name or nothing like that, but I appreciate you chiming in. But yeah, hey, Tua is your guy. Tua is your guy, man. What am I to tell you? What am I to tell you? If Tua is your guy, he's your guy, man. More power to you. David Nance, what's up, man? Fins up. You already know. You already know what it is. Fins up. Fins up for life. I'll wait till we get a few more. On your way in, hit that like button for me. I appreciate it. My wife said, hey. Hey, babe. I see you. All right. Oh, in Hawaii. Oh, we got somebody in Hawaii watching, huh? In Hawaii. I appreciate you. All right. Aloha, to my Hawaii people out there. Appreciate you watching way over there. What time is it over there? I would like to know that. What time is it? If you could please let me know. That is crazy. We got people watching all the way in Hawaii. All right, so let me go ahead and get started as far as what we want to discuss. All right, so many of y'all, I mean, everybody, if you're watching this channel right now, you're a Dolphin fan for the most part, unless you're just here to troll, which that's fine too. We need trolls, all right? But yeah, the team right now is 5-0. The last 5 weeks, we haven't lost a game. All right. We started out the season, we beat the Patriots, lost 7 straight, partly due to Tua being out and injured and Jacoby having to play, which that just turned out to be a mess. All right. I thought he was going to come in and do something, but he didn't. So we dealt with that. Lost 7 straight. Tua came back. We lost the first 2 he played in. He gets injured again. Jacoby comes in. He loses 1, wins 1 against the Texans. We rip off the next 4 with Tua. All right. Things are looking up for us. It's not like we're playing perfect. All right. There's some games that were a little closer than they probably should have been, namely the Jets game. That was a little closer than it probably should have been. Maybe the Giants game was probably a little closer than it should have been. But you know what? We won 5 straight, no matter how you slice it. We are now in the running for the playoffs. It is a long shot unless we win out, but there is a chance, all right? There's just a chance that we are able to get into the playoffs now. And, that's what we're hanging our hats on. We put ourselves in this situation. Did we have to be 6-7 going into this next week? No, we didn't have to do that to ourselves, but that's what we did. Now we got to dig ourselves out of this hole, win the next 4, go 10-7, hope things go right, and make the playoffs. All right. Now, do I feel like that's what's going to happen? Absolutely not. All right. And I'm just going to put mine out there first before I have people come on and I drop the link. I don't feel like the Dolphins are going to rip off the next 4. I'm sorry, and maybe I'm just not being prisoner to the moment, and maybe I shouldn't do that because, that's the smart thing not to do, or the smart thing to do is not be a prisoner of the moment. I don't feel like we're going to win the next 4 games and win out and make the playoffs. I just don't see it happening. If we happen to make the playoffs at 9-8, because a bunch of things fall our way, I could see that happening, but I more so see us going 2-2 the rest of the way, and we don't make the playoffs. 8-9, we end our season. We look forward to the next season. In the off season, really would be the next season, and then the real season after that, because that might be a season in itself with all the drama that might go on with Deshaun Watson and all the other stuff that's going to go on in um, the offseason that we'll have to worry about at that point in time. But we'll talk about it. I'm going to ask you guys, all right, to come on and state your piece. If you feel like we're going to make the playoffs, state some reasons why, how you feel about the team overall, GM, head coach. Do you feel like we should keep these guys now because we've won 5 straight, or still get rid of everybody? And then how you feel about Tua. Do you still want Tua? Have you always wanted Tua? Do you want Tua to go and get Deshaun Watson even if he wins out? Or has he done enough to show you anything? I want to know all of that from you guys. And if you don't want to come on, that's fine. Please put it in the comment section and we can talk about it right here as well. But those are the things I want to know. I'll let you know right now, I don't feel like the Dolphins are going to make the playoffs. I hope they make the playoffs, of course, like everybody else does. But I think they win 2 of the next 4, and, we miss out. All right, that's just how I feel. Which 2 do we win? I don't know. All right, I'm undecided on that. We better beat the Jets. I know that better be one of the wins. But out of the other 3, most people would say, "Oh, we're gonna beat the Saints," but I just don't know. All right, the Saints are they're a team like us. We're the same type of team. We're middle tier teams. All right, we can win some games and then we can lose some games. So I don't know. Could we beat Tennessee? It's possible. Could we beat the Patriots? It's possible, just not probable. I don't know. All right, we'll see what happens. But I feel like we're going to win 2 of the next 4, not because we can't win all 4, but because the Dolphins, they're going Dolphin. Let's just be honest. Like, they're going to Dolphin. Like, they're going to do something to upset us the rest of the way. And that's just the way I see it. All right, I could be wrong. Maybe you guys are going to come on and convince me otherwise. I don't know, but that's what we're here to talk about. That's what we're here to talk about. Somebody said 8 and 9. He said 1 chip. Man, look, I'll never do that 1 chip challenge again, by the way. Like, when they say never, they say never, never. All right, never. That 1 chip challenge was a one-off. You'll never see me do that again. I'm not even bringing up that challenge. I'd rather give away money, all right, if they make the playoffs, than to do that doggone challenge again. Like, for real, like, that's not happening. I know it'll be fun for y'all to watch, but it was painful for me. So yeah, we ain't going through that again. Nah. Put the 1 chip challenge. How about this, man? David, bro, we got the same name. How about you come on the channel, right? You come on the channel and you do this 1 chip challenge to make the playoffs. What you say, man? You come on the channel. If you succeed, I'll give you a free hoodie. I'll give you 2 free hoodies if you can make the 3-minute mark of eating that doggone chip on my channel. All right. So you're gonna come on the channel if they make it to the playoffs. Now, if you don't want to do it, that's cool too. All right. But I'm gonna put you on the spot since you put me on the spot. You come on the channel. If they make the playoffs, you eat the chip. I'll give you 2 hoodies off the website. All right. Valued at $70, something like whatever. Or I'll just give you the money. How about this? Forget the merch. I give you $100. You come on the channel if they make the playoffs. You come on the channel, you do the 1 chip challenge. You last 3 minutes without some milk. I give you $100, man. Hey, y'all see now? It's David Nance. So let's see what he says in the comment section to that. All right, let's see what he says to that. Now, if that's not enough money, I can't break the bank on you now. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a rich guy. All right, $100, that's a good amount for you to just, eat the chip and last 3 minutes. All right. But it got to be the 2021 chip. All right. It got to be, I'll show it to you right now. It got to be in this package right here. It has to be. All right. If it's not in that package, we ain't doing it. All right. We ain't doing it. Somebody said easy money. Hey, that challenge, if David Nance doesn't want to accept it, that challenge is up for anybody. All right. $100, you come on the chat. You got to come on the chat. You got to do it live. You got to last 3 minutes. If you can last 3 minutes after eating the whole entire chip, give you $100. Or merch off the website equaling $100. All right. And I'm good for it. Let's just put it like that. I'm good for it. All right. So Von Joe said he'll take the challenge, and I'm still waiting for David though. I'm gonna give him a chance because I know he laughed. All right, I seen the laugh, bro, but that's not a yes or a no. You know what I'm saying? So I'm still waiting for you on that. We'll see. All right, so we got 22 people in the room. I don't know how many likes we are at. Let me check real quick. We got to hit that like button. Get these likes up so the algorithm can work in our favor. So please hit the like button on your way in so we can go ahead and get started here. I'm going to go ahead and drop the link now, and then I'm going to have you guys come on. Well, first of all, who wants to come on? All right. Just give me something on who wants to come on. And then I'll drop the link at that point. By the way, it's 2 hoodies off my website, by the way. I'm only promoting my products. So it's not 2 Dolphins hoodies. It's 2 Dolphin United hoodies. All right, let's clear that up. All right, I just want to make sure it's off my website. And you can find my website in the description a little later. It's not on there right now, but yeah. Hey, my man said Chip almost put him in the hospital. Yeah, that chip is crucial. That chip is no joke. What time you get off work, man? We'll be on for about an hour and a half, somewhere around there, depending on how it goes. Got 23 people 25 people in the room. All right, let's get these likes up so we can get more people in the room. Let's see if we can get up to 100 people in the room. 10-7 is going to happen. All right. Hey, are you willing to put $100 on it though? I don't want to put you on the spot, but hey, got a little challenge out there for y'all. All right, I'm going back up because I know I had missed a couple, and I want to make sure I get everybody. What was the one chip like? What would you compare it to? I haven't eaten anything near as hot to compare it to anything. I love hot food. I love spicy food. That was It was so hot, it wasn't hot anymore. It was just painful. Like that's how hot it was. It wasn't hot anymore. It was just painful. Like I was in pain. I was in literal pain. All right. That's how bad it was. I can't describe it. It's indescribable, something I'll never go through again. It was bad. It was bad. Trust me on that, it was bad. If you don't believe me, try it. Try it. Try the one chip challenge. Honestly, Paul, and I appreciate you coming on. I have a hard time believing that the Patriots are going to rest their starters against us. There is a vendetta at this point against the Dolphins with the Patriots to make sure that they wipe that first game from their memory. Because if they don't do that, then they're going to boil until next season. And I just don't believe, like, if they're way ahead in first place, maybe they rest their starters at the half time point. But and I know Bill Belichick is not like this. He's not a guy that's going to try to stick it to you when he could rest his players because he's all about winning championships and he needs a championship at this point to prove Brady wrong. But a part of me believes that they're going to try and stick it to us because of that first win, and that kind of aggravates the defense, especially over there, because they feel like they should have beat us and they had us, but they fumbled. X happened. All right, so they had us. It's not like they didn't have us. They had us. X happened. They fumbled. We got the ball back. We won the game, and that was it. Okay, so I know they're feeling a little aggy about that. I know they're gonna try and get us, but hey, it's up to them to try and do it. That last game will be the telltale. If we are both 3-0 moving forward, all right, up until that game, they should make that game a Sunday night game so we can watch that in prime time to see what happens between those two teams because that'll be a fun battle. Somebody said Tua is average. He's a little above average to me, but I appreciate you, bro. I believe in the defense. I definitely believe in the defense. And once again, I'm about to drop the link, guys, real soon. Just waiting for a few more people to get in the room. I'm gonna drop the link real soon. But um, I believe in the defense. Defense is not the problem. All right, it's the offense that worries me because we're not putting up enough points, and it's getting to that time where you're gonna have to be able to put up points and run the football. And newsflash, the running backs are all pretty much out. So we got Duke Johnson and Derek Dokes, who has not played a snap this year, carrying the football for us this week if these guys don't come back off the COVID list. So it's going to be tough. All right, it's going to be tough. Now, will they be back next week? They should be back the week after, just in time for the Monday night football game. But it's going to be tough. We got to be able to score a lot more points than we're scoring, and we have a chance to start against the Jets. The Jets, after that, that'll tell me where we are as a team because we'll be coming off a bye week, might be a little sluggish. If we're able to do what we need to do against the Jets, I might start believing a little bit more. I believe in the defense, but offense got to step up to the plate because points are going to be coming up a little bit more now. We're going to have to keep up with teams, especially some of these teams we got left. We're going to have to keep up with them offensively, and I'm not sure we can do that. And it's not just because of Tua, because I believe in Tua now. I've always really believed in him, but I believe in Tua, offensive line. All right, and that's just the point of it. Offensive line, offensive weapons. I don't know. And play calling. Like all of that encompassing, I don't know. All right, let's see what we got here. One man said, speaking it into existence. Von Joe, man, you're on, man. That is yours. All right, if we make the playoffs, I'll hit you up. We'll coordinate this thing, get you on the channel so we can do this thing, man, and get you the merch. I appreciate you supporting. He is. He is. He is. He definitely is. And that's more reason for Bill, once again, to play his starters in that last game, even if he doesn't need to try and prove a point. All right. Yeah, you're kind of making my point. Yeah, he's 2-0 against the Bills. Not against the Bills, I wish. Against Bill Belichick. So, maybe he plays his guys because of that. Yes, it is mathematically possible to make the playoffs with 9 wins. A lot has to go right. Shout out to Douglas Durong. He did a great video on this, and there was a scenario that he did where we made it in at 9-8. All right, it is possible for that to happen. It's just not probable whatsoever. He did not make Brady, man. I'm sorry. He definitely did not make Brady. Brady was already going to be that. Now, did he enhance Brady? Yes, but Belichick, we got to understand the way what he's doing right now with Mac Jones is the same thing he did with Brady. He had the blueprint. He knows how to slowly progress a quarterback and build his confidence and then get him better the right way. All right. He doesn't just throw him to the wolves like they're doing the Jets guy. All right. He doesn't do that. He does it the right way. And the same way he did it with Brady is the same way he's doing it with Mac. But that aside, the way that Tom Brady works, like his work ethic and his drive, that was already in him. So he was going to be great no matter what. Now, did he have the right situation, right coach? Yes, he did, but he was going to be great because his drive, all right, and his will and all of those things, the intangibles, all right. That's why he's so great, and that's why he is who he is. It's not just because of Bill, in my opinion. All right, in 4 minutes, I'm gonna drop the link. I'm gonna drop it at 9 o'clock on the dot. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I get a little squirmish when we say only the Jets. The Jets are an NFL football team. They could beat us. They could beat us, and they put up a lot of points against us, which was pretty scary. Yep, exactly. Yeah, yeah. I was skeptical too. Now, I wanted Russo over him because I felt like Russo had more pass rush skills. Russo does have more pass rush skills, but there's something special about Phillips. That speed, the tenacity. I love it. I love it. Now he doesn't have a lot of pass rush skills, but he can grow into that. He could definitely be a Jason Taylor type. Not saying that he'll be Jason Taylor, but he can be a Jason Taylor type. All right. A little bigger than him too. So he could probably get up to like 280. All right. At his frame, he could hold 280 and still keep his speed a little bit. He could be freakish for us. I could see him getting another 2 sacks and having 10 for the season. He's not going to have them in bunches like he did the last few games. Teams are going to be onto him a little bit more now and make sure that they double team him and chip him because now he has a target on his back. Let's see what he can do with that now. Let's see how he can answer for that. It's not like he plays every down anyway. So yeah, we'll see how he answers for those chips and the double teams now because that's going to be coming his way because of what he's been doing. But yeah, Greer, I gave it up to him. The man, he hit on these three. And now the last three, Tua aside, you know, Austin Jackson, Noah Ig, yeah, a little queasy about that. Ooh, why, bro? Are you willing to come on the channel, by the way? Because I'm about to drop the link. If you're willing to come on the channel, I would invite you to come on the channel and please let me know why you still want Greer gone. I would love for you to come on and explain that. That'd be great. All right, I'm about to drop the link. I'm hoping this works right. Because the last time I did drop this link, it did not work the way it was supposed to. All right, so I just dropped the link. You make a valid point. You make a valid point. I can't even refute the point because everybody else is pretty much progressing. Noah Egg, they have a great, all right, an absolute beast position coach at cornerback. So it's not him. Noah Ig is just not hit. It hasn't clicked here yet for whatever reason for him. So I know for a fact that on him, it's just him. It's not coaching. But when it comes to the old line, Hunt actually he looks decent. He's not great, but he looks decent. Dieter has gotten a little better as well. He's formidable, but Jackson, Eichenberg, uh, Solomon Kinley. Eichenberg's a rookie, so I'll give him a pass. But Solomon and Jackson, yeah, it's tough. It's tough, and it might be coaching. Maybe Lumiere is just not, you know, getting it out of him. Although he played the position himself, and I'm pretty sure that's why they brought him in because he played the position and he could relate to the players. It's just not working. It's not working because one, they can't run block, and that's a problem. It's a problem for us when you can't run block, and there's no discipline there. Run blocking as well it's bad, and the pass blocking. Anyway, let's keep it moving. Yep, you're right. It's easy to say what after 20 years. By the way, I might have missed it. You might have said something. All right, I just dropped the link, guys. If you're wanting to come on, please do. Now, let's keep things PG. All right. If you follow my channel, we don't cuss on the channel, so try to mute yourself as much as possible, or edit your words. If it slips, I mean it slips, it slips. But let's try to keep it PG, so the kids that are watching can watch without hearing a bunch of stuff going back and forth. So yeah, let's try to keep the cussing to a minimum, and use other words. By the way, how are y'all feeling about Tua? I would love to know that. How are y'all feeling about Tua? After five, well, let's say four, because Jacoby won us one. Four after a 4-game winning streak. How are y'all feeling about him? Is he still a guy that we could win long term with? Is he a guy that we just got to get rid of at this point and move on from? Do you like what you're seeing? Do you not like what you're seeing? Or is it a little bit of both? Let me know. Let's go back and forth about it. Appreciate you watching from Australia. Wow, we're getting a lot of people. Hawaii, Australia. Love it. Love it. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Give them time. All right. All right. All right. I got one person backstage. Can you hear me on here, bro? 3 Cousins said, Tua got this, bro. All right, another one from Hawaii. That's what's up. Bro said. All right, but now it's easy to say if he goes 4-0. But what if he go 2-2 though? What if he goes 2-2? Then what? Are we leaving the door open for Watson at that point, or are we still good with Tua? Let's say he goes 2-2, but he has good games in all four. Let's say over the last four games he throws 8 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and we win two and we lose two. You know, Arlo, can you hear me?
I
Yo,
can hear you.
yeah,
Can you hear me?
yes, I can hear you.
All right.
Yeah, but how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. It's a disappointment. I'll tell you what. I was hoping for 12 wins this year, but that
Okay,
ain't happening.
yeah, definitely not.
Yeah.
Unless we can
But
rewind the time now, that'd be great.
yeah, that would be great. Well, I'm like after week 1, I was a little like skeptical because it was I think it was a miracle that we won that game, and then we just spiraled out of control.
Yeah, yeah.
And
I mean, part of it is because Tua got hurt. Do you think? You believe that?
no, so because one, the offense wasn't doing well in week 1 to begin with, and week 2 we we had them and we just let them go. You know, we had them in the first half. It was close, and then the wheels came off, and then from then it just spiraled out of control.
Got you. Yeah,
And I'm like, what happened? If the defense is stout, if the offense can't stay on the field, the defense can hold for 40 minutes. There's no way
I
because
agree.
they get tired, and you know, hey, everybody's gonna get tired after 40 minutes. The offensive line isn't pushing people off the ball. They're not protecting Tua and or Brissett, you know, and it's like, okay, so what's the next option? The coaching staff, my opinion, they let things fall apart. Yeah, they wrangled everything back to get these 6 wins, but it I think it's a little too late at this point. They should have done that after week 4. We would have been 1-3 by that time, and okay, let's regroup and find out what's working. The RPO, I never liked it. I'm an old school guy. Smash mouth football is won in the trenches. The defense is good, no doubt. But if the offense isn't doing anything, they can't put up points, and then the defense can't stop anybody because they're too tired.
Right now, when the RPO, you said that you never liked it. Now, when it was run in Alabama, it was run with the idea that you would have smash mouth running involved in it. That I mean, that was one of the main ingredients. That's why all these first round running backs came out because they ran the ball a lot in Alabama. Now with Miami, it has not worked out that way, but it's supposed to have a potent running game associated with it. That's why it is RPO. So I'm thinking that they want to run the football and they want to be effective in it, but they just don't have the players necessary or the coaching scheme to do it. So I think
Well,
that's less on RPO and more on execution.
yeah, and I get that, but one, this is the NFL. It's not Alabama college NCAA. This is grown man football, and so that's where I am like, we don't have a team built, a team truly built to run an RPO offense. Yeah, we have pieces in place and players that have run that type of offense, but you know, I go back to what we talked about the Patriots, right? Yeah, I don't like Bill Belichick because of cheating. I don't like Tom Brady because of cheating, but he is one heck of a coach, and he's he's not doing this RPO stuff. He's doing smash mouth football, and see what you can do against us. And so I'm I lean towards that type of offense. Now the defense, like I said, hands down, they could do so much. But if people are hurt, and then even on the offense, our wide receivers, they never seem to make the field.
Yeah, the wide receivers. I don't know what it is with the Dolphins and getting all these injury prone wide receivers. It's like every wide receiver we signed has some type of ailment. It's crazy, except Waddle. Waddle is the only guy, and since the preseason he's been getting hurt, and it's like, oh god, this is the one, and then he'll just like pop up, and then he'll be running on the sidelines, and he gets right back on the field. I don't know what it is about him, but he's a lot different than all the other wide receivers we have. But Fuller, that was just a big waste of money. We paid the man $10 million, and he's caught 4 passes. That's a problem, But this happens with Devontae Parker. It's happened with him. It's happened with Preston Williams. We just have a problem getting wide receivers, that really sucks.
Yeah, it does. And so, yeah, Will Fuller has been a big bust. And sure, he's taking the top off the defense, but if he's not there, there's no sense of him being there because he's hurt, his leg this and his ankle that, and like, what's up with that? Maybe he came on the presence that, oh well, maybe we're gonna get Watson, right? And maybe I'll be healthy for when Watson comes on board and all of this stuff. But we need him now, and we need him to get those safeties out of the way.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's what he was brought in to do. He was brought in to be a clear out guy and to also catch a few of those deep passes that he was a decoy on for other plays. But it just hasn't turned out. I mean, the finger apparently it is a big deal. He tore, bone or fractured bones and tore ligaments in his finger, what have you. Apparently that's a big deal. But we saw Tua come back from his finger injury a lot quicker, maybe not as severe, but a lot quicker, and he throws the football. We saw Russell Wilson, who had a really bad finger injury, come back after 4 years. Taysom Hill has a pretty bad finger injury, and he hasn't missed a game. So a finger shouldn't keep you out that long. So there has to be some underlying issue. There has to be something else going on there. Maybe he doesn't want to play anymore, like a lot of people are saying. I don't know what it is, but it would seem that he just doesn't have the passion to come back and play because I've seen a lot, like we've seen a lot of players in the NFL throw a cast on and play with one hand. Now, catching a football, you can't do that. I understand that, but a finger should not keep you out this long unless there's something else going on with it that we don't know. And maybe that's the case. I don't want to question the man's, drive or anything like that, but it makes you think.
It makes you think. I mean, a finger. Look at Joe Burrow. He. It looked like he dislocated it or whatever, and he was throwing the same day. Right?
Right.
He came in and hurt and all of this stuff, and hey, he's in. It, sure, I don't want to say that Fuller is like a big baby or anything. We don't know what everything is going on, but what we need are players that are going to be sustained, right? We
Right.
need players that want to play for us, that are going to contribute to the team, so that we don't look like we're making jokes of ourselves out there, and we need to be competitive. And if that has something to do with the coaching staff, hey, they need to man up and say, look, this is grown man football here. What's going on? You know, we
Yeah.
we the coaching staff either has to be revamped or restarted, because the rebuild, the supposed rebuild that was started 3 years ago, we should be paying dividends now, and it's not happening. And like I've said before, I've seen this movie when Adam Gase was here. Sure, Adam Gase isn't Flores, but his second season he went 10-6, and then just fell apart after that. And so my thoughts is we're seeing the same movie until I see different. I'm gonna revisit what we've seen in the past, and this is exactly it.
Right. And I have a little bit of pushback for you on that. It ain't much of a pushback, but it is a little bit because I don't want to go through this again, man. Like I don't want to be looking for a new coach, looking for a new GM, and then having to go through this again. This like, do we have the right guy? Do we not have the right guy? Is the culture that they're trying to build going to work? The players that they bring in, going to fit? And having to go through this all over again when the coaching staff, not the coaching staff, the head coach, because some of the coaching staff has to go. The head coach is not the best, but he's not all that bad. And we just saw the GM pick three of the right players. Now, his previous drafts to that, they haven't been great, but he just did pick three really good players this past draft. It's not the worst GM in the world. All right. It's not the worst head coach in the world. Yes, they do need work. Yes, they could be better. But do we really want to go through this again, even though the guys haven't shown themselves fully the way we expected them to after 3 years? Like, that's the question that we have to ask ourselves. Are we willing to dip right back into uncertainty because we're not where we want to be yet? Or should we just give them a little more time and see what happens? Because a restart, that's another rebuild, and we have to do this another 3 years from now again, trying to figure out, do we have the right coaching staff or not? Possibly.
Oh, I totally agree. I don't want to go through that again. And oh yeah, is this the right guy? Is this the right GM? I'm all for you with that. It's just I seen this movie, right? And we've waited many years, decades. We've waited decades, one, to get to the playoffs, to sustain playoffs every year, and we just haven't seen that. Yeah, we went to the playoffs in 2008, right? Won 11-5, and it was one and done. And it's like, okay, well, what's going on with that thing, right? And it's like, what are we doing? We're almost picking and choosing here. Oh yeah, let's have a good season. This and then we're just falling apart. And so I would say give them another season because let's say for whatever reason this season was a bust, just chalk it up to a bust and see what they could do next season. And if we start going in next season and it's similar to this one, it's about time to start chopping.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Give them one more year. See what they do. If it's bad, then hey, we just got to move on. Like we can't waste time either. So I definitely understand that. Same thing with Tua, for example. We give Tua another year. If he's not trending in the right direction, uh, we just got to move on. Like we can't pull another Tannehill and give a guy 6, 7 years to see if he's going to be the quarterback or not. Same thing with the coaching staff. Same thing with the GM. We can't give you 7 years. Like we can't even give you 5 years. 4 years.
No,
If you can't get it done in 4 years, like you're not going to be able to get it done. Like we got to keep it moving. We got to keep it moving.
we don't have another 5 years in order to do that. Tanner, see the thing about Tannehill, one, I'll give him credit because he went through four different coaching staffs, 4 years. But even then, there was no maturity with Tannehill. You didn't know what you had, right? He would play lights out for a couple games and then just bomb for the next three games. And so I was like, why are we continuing with this guy when I mean, he's playing lights out now in Tennessee, but he has stability over there. Now, with Tua, I'm going to continue to say he's average. I didn't like the pick when we picked him only because sure Alabama is a great program, but he didn't show me enough in Alabama to say he could translate that to the NFL. And like I said about the RPO, that I just I see average. I don't see arm strength. I don't see vision. I don't see anticipation from this guy. I see a scared quarterback. That's what I see. Sure, he has flashes of being great, but that's all. In my opinion, that's all there is. It's just flashes.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's all we've seen so far. We can't act like we've seen any more than that. We've just seen flashes of greatness, but he hasn't put it all together yet. I still believe he will, and it's not about that, but it's about actually seeing it. Believing and seeing it is two different things. So we do need to see it, um, and time will tell on that. What we have with Tua, he's not. He's not. He knows if he doesn't know after the whole Deshaun Watson thing, he should know he's not going to be given all the time in the world to get it together. So he's got to start showing us something right now. Like we need to see it these next 4 games so he can solidify his position on the team, or we're going to move on. And whether we like it or not, that's the direction that the Miami Dolphins have put themselves. That's the direction they're headed in. He understands that. They've talked to him about it. So, he just gotta do what he has to do. I appreciate you coming on. I'm gonna get back to some of these comments, but I definitely appreciate you coming on, man,
Okay.
and sharing some time with me on that.
Well, thank you for the time, and I appreciate your show and your channel, and I'll continue to follow and see what the future holds, and maybe we'll talk again.
Oh yeah, definitely. We definitely will. Oh, before you go, what? How do you feel like we're? How do you feel like we will fit? We will end the season
Oh, 8 and 9.
record wise.
Yeah,
Eight and
we'll
nine.
be eight
Okay.
and nine by the end of the season. I by after week 2, I already figured we'd be 8 and 9 the way
Okay.
we were playing. Um, I After we dumped 6 straight, I was like, maybe we'll be 5-12, but we bounced back, and so we'll be 8 and 9. We won't make the playoffs, but like every other year, we're the middle of the pack, and we'll see what next year brings.
Yeah. I hear you on that. I appreciate it, man. And I think you were driving, so drive safe out there.
All right, talk to you later.
All right. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and get back to these comments. And if somebody else wants to come on, I dropped the link twice. I'll drop it one more time here for anybody new that's watching. And please hit that like button on your way in or on your way out, or the dislike button. If you ain't like what you heard, hit the dislike button because that actually helps the algorithm too. All right, so I'll take either one, but hit something on your way in or out. I appreciate it. All right, so let's get back to the comments here. Now I know I had asked, and this is my actual physical brother. I had asked him earlier if Tua went 2-2, how would he feel? He said 2-2. If he's balling, I'm sticking with him as long as he's not the issue at all in the losses. All right. All right, cool. Yeah. They well, time will tell, of course, but at least you're willing to stick with them, even if we're 2-2. And well, I mean, you said ball out, but I said 8 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. That's 2 touchdowns and a half an interception the rest of the way. That's not necessarily balling out. I mean, it could be 4 touchdowns in one game and then four the next three. I don't know. However you slice it up, but yeah, it's not really balling, but yeah, got you. All right, let me get the TE real quick here. Mm. Okay, so you believe that Greer is the reason why Tua was forced in last year? Ah, that's tough, man. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Uh, I'm not sure. Now, there's something to be said that not Greer, Gailey did not want to start Tua. All right, they, I'm based on what he said. They came to him, all right, and he didn't say that they came to him, but he said that he made it clear that Tua is not ready. So they came to him, asked him if Tua was ready. He said no, and it was like, we just want to get him the reps. We're gonna start him anyway. Pretty much that's how it went. It kind of rubbed Gailey the wrong way because he didn't come there to coach a rookie. He came there to coach Fitz. He thought he was going to have a full year with Fitz, get Tua acclimated, get him, you know, there mentally through practice that way, and then the next season implement Tua. But he had a full year with Fitz, which is why he came back in the first place. That didn't happen. Tua got forced onto him. He decided to leave in the offseason. Who made that decision, Greer or Flo? I think it was a collaborative effort. I don't think that Greer forced his way in. I could be wrong. You could be right. it could have happened that way. I just don't feel like that's what happened. But it is possible. It is possible. And but saying that that's the slime way, I don't know, man. We can't know to be putting labels on them like that. Our O line is bad. The RPO does help. Tua getting the ball out fast does help. There is something to be said about us having pressures because the RPO system does allow, like TD says in his videos when he's covering the all 22, the pressures are sometimes um, artificial because we're allowing guys in on purpose so that we have that key guy that we're reading so that we can either give it to the running back or throw the hitch or the glance or whatever. So there's always a guy that's going to be coming free on an RPO. All right. You have to have that so that your mesh works. All right. So that you can confuse the defense on whether they know it's a run or a pass and get them to predict what they're going to do and dictate what you do that way. So there is that, but they're not that good. They let guys in even on traditional pass plays. So it's not just the RPO, but that is part of it. Why the O-line stats look so bad. And Tua is getting the ball out fast too, so that does help. All right, moving on to all the rest of the comments. Yeah. What type of Paul, if you still on, what type of quarterback are you thinking of as a backup? Because it's slim pickings this year. Thank God we don't need an actual quarterback this year. We could just rock with Tua because Tua is better than everything that's coming out on paper. All right, now some of these guys might end up being better, but on paper right now, Tua's better. Well, the Alabama quarterback's not coming out, so yeah, yeah. If he was coming out, he does have a stronger arm than Tua. I think he might be a little better than Tua and a little more physical. A little bit better physical traits. He can run a little faster, things like that. But Bryce, yeah, I don't know if he'll be a first round pick or not because of Tua, and he's the stature of Tua, although he has a stronger arm. But I think he could be a decent quarterback. What's up, bro? I appreciate it. And I hope all is well with your family as well. Once again, I dropped the link, guys. If anybody wants to come on, you're more than welcome. And we could talk about the state of the Dolphins. All right. Let me know how you're feeling about the coaching staff, GM to this point, how you're feeling about Tua after the 4-game winning streak he's had, 5 games overall, and where you feel the Dolphins will end the season record-wise. All right. Are we making the playoffs at 10-7? Are we not? Are we winning 3 of the next 4, 2 of the next 4, 1 of the next 4, none of the next 4? All right. Just let me know how you're feeling on that. And if you put it in the comment section, once again, I'll read it and then we'll talk about it. Chad Pennington was the quarterback in 2008, if I'm not mistaken. 2008. It is 2021. That style of football is not like it is today. Football is won on big armed quarterbacks outside of Drew Brees. All right, and Drew Brees, and some people would say Tom Brady. Tom Brady is not known as a big arm quarterback. That's not what he's known for. But let's not get it twisted. Tom Brady had a strong arm. His arm is still pretty strong, but he had a strong arm. He could throw it 60 yards. I remember all of those passes, deep passes he was throwing to Moss, 60-yard bombs in the air. Tom Brady had a strong arm. So he's a big arm quarterback, although he's not known for that. And although his arm has diminished somewhat, even though it's still pretty strong, he is a big arm quarterback. You need a quarterback that can stretch the field. You don't have to have the strongest arm. You don't have to have a 65 in the air like Herbert yesterday. You don't have to have, or 2 days ago, sorry. You don't have to have that, but you have to have a quarterback that can stretch the field and not just game manage because the defense understands that you're trying to game manage and you're trying to just dink and dunk your way down the field, they start jumping everything. You've got to be able to have a double move in there where you can hit them over the top. I believe Tua could do that. I'm not saying that to say Tua cannot do that, but the type of league it is now, you got to be able, for example, to hit the three ball. All right. And the three ball in this case is hitting them over the top. All right. You got to be able to Steph Curry every once in a while, just come down and get that triple. All right, you got to be able to do that. That's a must. The game has changed. All right, got to be able to have a quarterback that can stretch the field. So while you are true that you can win game managing, you're not going to win a Super Bowl just off game management. You're not going to do it. Los 511 said, "What's the real deal with Fuller?" I don't know, bro. I I don't know. We talked about it a little earlier, and I actually answered that question during the segment where I was talking to Arlo because I saw it. So I wanted to make sure I addressed it. That's how I addressed that already. Yeah. Now it's hard to know who is who. You know, it's hard to know a guy's injury prone, but we knew Fuller. We didn't know Devontae was going to be injury prone like he was. We knew Fuller was, though. And we still signed him. That's our fault. That's Greer's fault for signing him. I wanted him anyway because I thought maybe this will be the year that he's not hurt because he's been hurt so much before. Yeah, that was fool's gold. We gave away $10 million. Gave it away. Good thing about it is that it was a 1-year deal and we didn't sign him to some long-term joint. He wanted a 1-year deal, by the way, a prove-it deal. What did he prove? Yep. All right, let's move on. Well, I mean, I'm not mad at him for thinking 12 wins. To be honest, I was thinking 11-6, one more win than last year. So I wasn't that far from 12 myself. I thought that they would take a step forward on the defensive end, and Tua would take a step forward, plus all of the offensive weapons we had. I just felt like we could get 11 wins. Turns out we could still possibly get 10. I don't think it happens, but you know, 12-10, we get a couple plays against the Raiders. We might have that game. A ball bounces our way against the Jacksonville Jaguars or against the Atlanta Falcons. You just never know. We're close. You know, we could be talking about 12 wins. So even in all of the mess ups, 12 wins was right there. It was right there. Well, let's move on. Drive safe out there, bro. If you're still watching, yeah, definitely get where you're going before it starts snowing again, bro. The RPO, all right, Dave Father, he's on to something. The RPO could be deadly in the NFL. All right, now what makes it a little different in college, the linemen don't have that ineligible downfield um, issue because they can get like 3-4 yards down the field. They can keep moving down the field, so they can make the RPO a little more effective because they don't have to stay within a 1 yard box. In the NFL, you've got to stay within a 1 yard box. So when you're running the RPO, you don't know, that it's a pass. But if the quarterback takes too long and he doesn't choose to run the ball, he chooses to pass, he takes too long, you get downfield, it's ineligible, that's a 5 yard penalty, it's coming back. In college, there's no such thing. So they can really fire off, get to the second level, and still throw the rock. All right. Where in the NFL, you can't do that. So if we can figure out a way to master it where we don't have those penalties, which we haven't had too many of those penalties, but guys can still fire off, get to the second level, and we still be able to have the passing element of the RPO in there, it could be deadly that way. One. Two, what it does to the defense, stretching them horizontally and vertically at the same time, what it does to the linebackers, having them second guess, having them not know if it's a run or a pass, having to be somewhere on a run fit, but also not not letting anything go on right behind them. It presents a lot of issues. It can keep you up all night as a defensive coordinator trying to figure out how to stop it because there's just so much going on, especially when you bring all that motion into it now. Oh, it creates a lot of issues. Now, should it be your main offense? No. But should it be a part of your offense? Definitely. It should be a part of their offense, but it should not be the only thing they run. That's what I have a problem with when that's all you're running. All right. You're not running traditional stuff because you got to be able to beat a team traditionally as well. You can't just say, oh, we're going to beat you in the RPO, but if you stop that, then we have nothing. We're done. That can't be the case. It cannot be the case whatsoever. So we got to figure out a way to have a traditional offense while marrying some of the RPO stuff in. Facts. Yep. He has definitely contributed to some of the losses because he's not making field goals, especially the chip chop field goals that he's accustomed to making. I don't know where the man left his foot. It's like he signed the contract, and wherever he signed the contract at, he left his foot right there. Like, bro, go back to the table you signed the contract at, pick up your foot, all right, give some of the money back, okay, and then go be a kicker again because I don't know what happened to you, bro. You got the money, you got the bag. They gave you the bag. You left your foot right there where the bag was. Go get the bag. Go get the foot. Give them back some of the money. Go be a kicker again. Earn your money back because right now you're stealing. All right, we call that theft in America. You can go to jail for those things. All right, so please, Sanders, do us a favor. Start making field goals again. We appreciate you. Signed, all the Dolphins fans in America and abroad. Yeah, we do play down to competition. That has been a part of our DNA for the last 20 odd years. It's frustrating. We'll play the good teams well, most of them, and then we'll play to the level of the sorry teams just as well. All right, we mingle with them just as well as we mingle with all the good teams, and that's a problem. We got to change that. Hopefully, we can start changing that when we beat the Jets on Sunday because we should beat the Jets on Sunday, not because you know we're overlooking them, or not because not overlooking them, not because we're just so much better than them. but because we should beat the Jets, like we just should beat the Jets. The Jets is just not that good right now. They're going through a rebuild. They got a rookie in there. We should be able to beat them. We should be able to beat them. We're not a whole bunch better than the Jets, but we are better to beat them. So we better beat them. And we better do it in a fashion where it wasn't close. That tells me, okay, Saints, you got a problem on your hands. Titans, you got a problem on your hands. Bill and the Patriots, you got a problem on your hands. If we barely eke out this win, then nobody has a problem on their hands but the Dolphin fans. And that's just the truth. Facts. Yeah. Yeah. The whole Greer forcing Tua to start. Mm-mm. Nah, 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 nah. No, 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 no. Nah, nah, ain't no way. Ain't no way. Paul, this is false, actually. Dolphins have, I think right now, 72, $73 million of cap. They have enough money to do whatever they need to do, want to do. The 40 million that they'll give Deshaun next year, it's not 40 million cap against the cap. All right. And they'll restructure it somehow to the cap, make it cap friendly for at least 1 year. They'll figure it out. They'll get it done. They'll have plenty of money to surround him with talent, offensive linemen, running backs, and do what they need to do. The NFL, it's tricky. All right, you think that you don't have cap space because you sign a player, and then they go do things like adding voided years. All right, where have we ever heard of voided years before this last offseason? We've never heard of voided years before this last offseason, but now all of a sudden, voided years. All right, and now they're able to move money around that means nothing. They'll do it. Trust me. They'll find a way to get him in and sign every player that their hearts could desire. And there we go. Johnny Blaze says, "I want a different O line coach." It might be about that time. He should be on the hot seat. He definitely should. Johnny Blaze said, I think Greer has done more bad than good. I could see that. Outside of some of the draft picks, I can see that. He's had some decent free agent signings too, but he's had some really bad ones. And then getting rid of guys after 1 year, especially guys that have succeeded for you, that kind of rubs free agents the wrong way as well. So that could have an effect on us moving forward. Actually, that's the point. That's the thing about it. It's not that predictable. There's only two things you could do. You could either run or you could pass. It's just about reading your keys. All right, what are your keys on a certain play? Either we're gonna hand it off or we're gonna pass it. And I mean, it's not a play that's supposed to break the bank. All right, you're not gonna get a touchdown off of every RPO play. It's there to confuse the defense, stretch them horizontally and vertically at the same time. That's all it's there to do. It's not a sexy offense by any means, but it's not predictable. It's one of two things. You're either going to run it or you're going to pass the ball. It's just not sexy. All right, that's all it is. It's not a sexy um, offense. But this I do agree with. I agree. and I think I made that clear. I think he could throw it downfield. Offensive line is not allowing him to throw it downfield as much, so we don't really know what we have in Tua when it comes to that. Because offensive line is just they're horrible. Let's point out what it is. They're just bad. Offensive line, when it comes to 5 or 7 step drops, we're not going to see that in this offense. We're not going to see what Herbert did. Now Tua can't throw that pass that Herbert threw, but we're not going to see that type. Even though he did get rushed and he had to come out of the pocket and things like that, but even other throws that Herbert has had where he's had time in the pocket, or Joe Burrow has had, or Stafford has had, those guys, they get to throw it deep, launch it as far as they want when they have time. Kyler Murray, they can launch it. They have time, 7-step drop, go through their reads, launch it down the field. Tua has all of 2.6 seconds to get rid of the football every time he steps back, and that's just what it's going to be. If he doesn't get rid of it, he's going to get injured. So it's either he gets rid of it or he sits on the sideline and watches Brissett. He doesn't want to do that. We don't want to see him do that. He's got to get rid of the ball fast. What does that mean? No deep shots. It just is what it is. Unless it's a broken play, running to his right would be the best. If it's running to his left. Broken play, running to his left, maybe we have a chance at a deep shot. But if it's running to his right, forget about it. That's most quarterbacks, by the way, not named Mahomes, Herbert, or A-Rod. I can see that. He's built a little thicker than Ty, but I could see that. I could definitely see that. He said, "Okay, RRPOs." That's fair. I'm not going to argue with you on that one. That's fair because we've seen it in the tape, in the all 22. There's times where Tua could throw it deep and he doesn't throw it for whatever reason. He doesn't throw the shot. He doesn't take the shot. We have seen it. It's not a lot though. We haven't seen that a whole bunch. There are some missed opportunities out there, but we don't see it a whole bunch where he's not hitting the deep guy. But there are a few times where he could have hit the deep guy and he did not. I don't know what the point of that is, but there's also a few times where he could hit the deep guy and he did. All right. He did it with Hollins. He's done it with Waddle a few times. All right. So they're both are true. All right. He has hit the deep guy sometimes, and there's some times where there's a guy wide open and he could hit them because he has the time and he hasn't been able to. So that's fair. I'm not sure what you're talking about right here, Paul. All right, guys, I got about 5 more minutes. I don't know if anybody else wanted to go ahead and come on. Our offense, defense, sorry. Defense is dominant when it wants to be. And that is not that's not throwing shade at the players, but more so at the coaching. Flores and Josh, because at the beginning of the season, they were trying to do too much. They got cute. Last year, we did a lot of great things that worked. This year, they were trying to expand on that. They were trying to broaden their horizons, and figure out what else they liked on their palette. All right. Why? Stick to what works. If you're a good man, blitz, cover, zero team, do that. Why are you trying to get exotic with these zone plays and doing different things? That stuff doesn't work. It got us to 1-7. All right. It wasn't until they got to 1-7 that they were like, hey, you know what? We need to go back to doing what we need to do. They did it against Baltimore. Hey, this is working. Let's try it again. They did it the next week. Boom. 5 games later, we're 5-0 because we went back to the to the old defense that got us where we were last year. Why did they change up? I have no idea. It makes no sense to me why they got cute at the beginning of the year when last year worked out so well. Last year, we didn't need the offense to put up a whole bunch of points because the defense was going to hold you to less than 17. That's not what happened at the beginning of this year. Now, there were some injuries that were associated with the fact that we didn't always run the zero and things like that, groin issues with X and Jones, and there was some injuries there. I get it. But we could have still ran the same offense that we've been running these last 5 games with or without those guys and just stay true to ourselves. We didn't do it. It cost us 7 games. All right. That's on Coach Flores and the defense, as well as on, the offensive line, in my opinion. Well, I mean, you disagree with what exactly? Because I think we're making the same point. If it's about our team is young, then why are we getting cute? We started to add stuff to the defense that we had last year. We should have just kept the same defense that we had last year. Instead, we tried to get exotic with it. We tried to add these exotic plays, these exotic looks in there for Phillips, trying to make him drop back in coverage and do this extra stuff, try to be more multiple and try to run zone and make it look like something else. We try to do all this extra stuff when we should have just simplified it for the rookies, for everybody else, and say, hey, we're just going to run man for the most part. We got to run some zone every now and then, but we're going to run man for the most part. We're going to have the cornerbacks on an island like we usually do. We're going to zero the heck out of a team. And that's the way we did it last year. That's what we're going to do this year. We're going to take the pressure off you guys and you young guys. We're going to take the pressure off you, and we're going to allow you to just come after the quarterback. Nothing better than that. Holland coming after the quarterback, nothing better than that. That's one of the best things you want to see on our team. He does a great job at it. It keeps him out of trouble, all right, out of having his eyes in the wrong spot, being moved by a veteran quarterback, getting burnt over the top for a touchdown. That type of thing doesn't happen, all right, if we keep the same type of offense we had last year. Doesn't mean you can't get burnt on plays, but, we did the wrong thing starting out the year. We just did. We didn't have to do all the cute stuff. We should have just kept the same defense we had last year, and we would have won at least a game or two more. Hayes said the Bills made us change up. The Bills was the first game we tried to run some man, but it wasn't zero man. But we did try to run some man against them, and they killed us. They destroyed us in the crossing routes. Oh, they destroyed us in the crossing routes, especially with Beasley. Oh, they killed us with that stuff. But we still made a game out of it in the first half before they started killing us in the second half with it. All right, so it's not like we didn't make a game out of it. I think they were up 6-3 at halftime before they were like, you know what? We got these man beaters that we need to try. And then they blew the game open. So they did make us change up a little bit. And then it didn't help that we played Tom Brady like a few weeks after that, and he destroyed us with his man beaters. But I mean, you're gonna get beat somewhere. I'd rather get beat in man because I know who to point the finger at they get beat in zone, and everybody's like this. You ever see us get beat in zone, and everybody's looking around, pointing fingers like, "Yo, I thought you had them." You know, when it's man, you know whose fault it is. All right, and that's just the point of it all. You know exactly whose fault it is when it's man. I'd rather that. I'll take that. I'm about to get out of here soon, guys. But I'm gonna try to finish up these comments and then we'll move on. Real quick, if you haven't yet, please put in the comment section right now what you think our record is going to be at the end of the year, and if you think we make the playoffs or not. Because we can go 10-7 and still not make the playoffs. But bro, if they get Deshaun Watson and nothing changes, everybody's fired. So it won't matter. It won't matter anyway. If they go get Deshaun Watson and nothing, it changes absolutely nothing, everybody's gone. Even the owner needs to fire himself. Even Tom Garfinkel, whatever his name is, he needs to be fired. And he has nothing to do with this. If Deshaun Watson could come in and the offense and the team doesn't take any steps forward. No, you're definitely right, bro. You're definitely right about that. Right. We don't have that type of team. We don't. You got to run it every now and then, but it has to be situational. You can't make your offense out of that. We have 2-man corners and you're trying to run cover 2. Come on, man, please. And where do we have the linebackers for that at? Like, we don't have the linebackers to run. Roberts, you're going to put Roberts in zone? You really want to do that to Roberts? Come on, man. It doesn't make any sense. Unstoppable. Unstoppable last year. It really was. Yep, exactly. I'm glad we're all on the same page on that. I agree. Yep. Ain't nothing more frustrating than leaving a zone wide open for a tight end and it happens. We see it on offense, right? We'll see Waddle or Parker or Gasecki wide open in the zone now. And it's like, gosh, how are you leaving us wide open? Because you're playing zone. You know, when you're playing zone, like these guys are smart. They're not going to keep running through a zone. If they see a zone, they're supposed to stop, sit in the zone, wave their hands. Hey, I'm open. Give me the ball, catch the ball, and keep it moving. All right, and that's the way it works. If it's zone, you sit. That's the way it works. Everybody knows that, so everybody does it. Wide. I'll tell you what game frustrated me in the zone. Y'all remember we were playing the Falcons and not Ebron, Pitts was wide open on third downs in the zone. That's when I was really done. When I seen that, I was finished. Don't play zone. If you don't play zone, you don't have that problem. You're playing zone on third down. That's when they like to play zone the most. Early on before we started this winning streak on third down. First and second down, they shut down everybody. 3rd and 8, they play zone. They let up the first down easy. New set of downs. Killed me. Like, stop playing zone. I'm getting frustrated now thinking about it. All right, my man said 9-7. All right, 9-7. I'm assuming you think we're not making the playoffs at 9-7. Well, actually 9-7. They got 18 games now, 17 games, so you're missing one. So is it 10-7 or is it 9-8? Tell he changed it. All right, I got you. I see it now. I dropped the link, man. I don't know if you saw it. I dropped it like 3 times. But yeah, definitely. I'll be doing this. I don't know when. I'll let you guys know. I don't know when I'll be doing it again, but I'll do it sometime soon. But I did drop the link though, 3 times. Ooh, 8 and 9. Yeah, he did say that, bro. Telling you, man. Uh, you you got that hot chip challenge. So, hey, we'll see. I believe it too, just in a different way. He's going to be a cerebral quarterback, not the big arm bravado quarterback. He's gonna hit you here with anticipation, accuracy. He's gonna surgically tear you apart going down the field. It might not be 60 in one play, but it'll be 60 and 10, and he's gonna look good doing it. That's all I care about. Is it a touchdown at the end of the drive? That's all I care about. Actually sucking up more clock is better. When it takes longer to score, that means that the defense is on the sideline getting a rest, which what we need because we run a lot of zero now, and their offense can't see the field as much to put up points. It's great. Love it. Love it. I'd rather it take 5 minutes, unless you need to score in 1 minute, 5 minutes, 6 minutes, 7 minutes to score than rather 2 plays to score, and then your defense has to get right back out there, and they didn't get a breather. So I'd much rather that. You're right about that. I honestly, we have 7 losses. Everybody needs to be fired because you have Deshaun Watson. You shouldn't have 7 losses. Yep. Jeremiah, I appreciate you. Oh no, no, no. I mean, the man, he's proven himself when it comes to that. The man, he cold blooded. All right, he go out there and he work. He does what he needs to do. He's not listening to the noise. It doesn't affect him. Well, it did affect him a little bit. Let's be honest, but it's not affecting him now. All right, he's showing himself. He really is. He's a tough kid. He wants to be out there. He wants to be out there with his teammates. He wants to do the right thing. I believe he will eventually be a great quarterback. It's just, are they going to give him the time he needs to do so? And can they put the weapons around him, offensive line, and better weapons around him to, you know, give him what he needs so that he can prove to the other rookies and not rookies, all other guys he came out with that he's on their level. And I agree. I've mentioned this before as well. I agree with this. Um, you know, it's the truth. Chargers, they gave up on Drew Brees. He moves over to New Orleans, which we should have had him. But some doctor who I hope is fired by now said that his arm will never be the same. So to take Culpepper with his bad knee, and Culpepper was never the same. All right. So anyway, moving on. Yeah, man. Appreciated you coming on. Yep. Yep. That was on. It was on him, and it was on the defensive coordinator as well. I'd rather have somebody who makes great decisions. We had Tannehill, so I'd rather have somebody who makes great decisions because Tannehill had a strong arm, but he didn't make great decisions all the time. So I'd rather the guy that makes great decisions. So I'll definitely take that. Straight up. Nothing wrong with that. Yep. All right, guys, I'm about to head on out of here. Oh, Shock TV just came in the room, so I gotta give him some love real quick, man. What's up with you, bro? Hey, we all wish Tua never got hurt, but he got hurt, but he came back from it. All right, he came back from it. The hip does not affect him whatsoever at this point. It's more so about learning the NFL game. And every rookie goes through it. Herbert doesn't look like he had to go through it, but he's going through it even so. He had a lull at the beginning, middle of the season, and now he's starting to get hot again like he was last year. But he wasn't always playing like this. He was dinking and dunking his way up until about 2 weeks ago. So even he was starting to get adjusted to how the defenses were playing them, and now he's starting to figure it out. Tua just needs the same thing. He needed time for them to start allowing him to, for him to start figuring it out and figuring out how defense are playing and things like that. He's getting it together. I believe he was going to be a great quarterback. Is it for us? I don't know because they seem like they want Watson, but Watson's not a guarantee. If he comes here and he doesn't do well, then it's a mistake. You should have just stayed with Tua because now you got way more money tied up in a guy that it didn't work out with. All right. So there's a risk in getting Deshaun, believe it or not. Yo, bro, what's up? Yo, what's up? Appreciate you coming on, but we about to get on out of here in a second. Appreciate you, Alex, coming on. Yeah, I seen that too. I seen that. He was ranked the number 2 dual threat quarterback. Now, in high school, he ran the ball a lot, but he still wasn't that fast. It's not like he was really fast. He ran the ball a lot, and when he got to Alabama, he ran the ball a good amount. So he has the capability, and we've all seen the dead leg juke that he has, the one juke that he has. Um, it works. It's effective. I just hope he doesn't get injured on it one day because you can kind of, your knee can buckle on that type of juke, but because it's a dead leg juke. Those dead leg jukes, they're deadly. All right. So, yeah, I'm in jest, but he was a dual threat quarterback. He definitely was. Said Tua is not a franchise guy. Maybe. I've actually done a show with TD before. Um, if you look in some of my past videos, we've done a show together, and I've been on some things with him as well on his side. Well, maybe not on his side, but definitely on Stephen D's thing on Stephen D's channel. I believe he's turning the corner, but has turned the corner. I think we're still in that moment right now. I wouldn't say he has turned the corner, although I get what you're saying, but I would say he is turning the corner. Now, these next couple games will solidify that, in my opinion. My man said we're ending the season 9-8. All right, I appreciate it. Let me know. A lot of people have 9-8, so you feel like we're gonna lose one of these next 4 games. That seems reasonable. Which of the ones, though, is what we'll see. Hopefully, it's not the Patriots. Hopefully, we lose to like the Titans or something and we beat the Patriots. I'd love that. I'd love to sweep the Patriots this year if we're not going to make the playoffs. We might as well sweep the Patriots, right? And so sorry I'm late. No problem. Alex, man, you probably weren't here earlier, but man, uh, I was asking the question: do you really want to go through this again, this rebuild, and back in 3 years, and trying to figure out if we made the right decision with whatever coach and GM we have next? Do you really want to do that this soon? I'm not sure I want to go through that again, man. Like, we don't even know what's out there to be trying to find another head coach and GM. I don't want to go through that right now. I'd rather just stick with what I got right now for another year, figure it out, and then let that let that go. Now, after next year, that's 4 years. If my man doesn't get it right by then okay, I'm willing to let him go. But do I really want to start right now trying to go through finding another head coach and rebuilding again? I don't want to do that. I don't want to rebuild again. Not this soon. Yo, what's up? Fins up. You already know. What's your thought on the offense? All right. On the offense in general, I think that it's progressing. Um, Offensive line has started to get it together slightly. They're building confidence, and Tua is kind of giving them that confidence, by the way, because he's getting the ball out fast, so it helps them feel like they're getting some things right. They're picking it up on the run. They know what they have to do. Hopefully, they can start getting it together. Devontae Parker's healthy. That helps. You still have uh, two decent tight ends in Durham Smythe and I wouldn't say Shaheen is that decent, but Durham Smythe and Gasecki, and then you have Waddle. So you have guys that can get it done on offense. With Tua as the point guard of the RPO, I like it. It's not great. I wish we had a more vertical offense, but we don't. We're a middle of the pack, lower end of the middle offense at its highest right now, based on what I've seen so far. If we add a vertical stretch to this horizontal stretch, um, stretching the defense, meaning, I believe we have a chance to be a top 10 offense. But we have to add that deep shot, deep threat element to our offense for that to happen, in my opinion. Oh, I like the name Lakers all day because it is Lakers all day. Well, it's LeBron all day for me, but Lakers all day because he's on that team. Do I want Deshaun? I wanted Deshaun before. Not that I had any problem with Tua because I love Tua, but I wanted Deshaun. But now I'm thinking I might just stick with Tua. Uh, Tua showed me enough. He's showing me enough to want to see what that's like in 2 years. And I think I'd just rather take that risk and stick it out. I'll be screaming to the top of my lungs if they make the playoffs and win out. Because we'll if by the way, this will probably be the last thing I say. Maybe not. There's a couple more I want to get to, but if we win out, we're going to be a problem for whoever we play. I don't care if it's the Bills. I don't care if it's the Ravens. I don't care if it's the Patriots, because there's a chance that we play the Patriots the last game and then have to play them again as the number 2 seed, them being the number 2 seed, us being the number 7 seed, right there in the playoffs at their house in some real cold weather. I don't care who it is. If we win out, we make the playoffs, we're going to be a problem for whoever. They're not going to want to play us, because that means we have won 9 straight games. Nobody's going to want to see us. Think about that. 9 straight games. We won 9 straight games. Nobody wants to sign up for that, because that's a dangerous Dolphin team that's going to be going into the playoffs. Hey, Giants, y'all remember, Giants, they were 9-7. 9-7. They played the Patriots. They lost. They were like, okay. They got hot at the right time, made the playoffs as the 6th seed, made it to the Super Bowl, won. 9-7. Hey, that's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna leave it at that. Thank you, bro. I appreciate it, because yeah, we don't need that right now. Absolutely not. Most I'm going to give Gesicki is 13 mil. Take it or leave it, bro. If you don't want to take it, fine. I'll tag you and you'll make 13 million or somewhere in that ballpark. So take the 13. All right, I'll give you a 4-year deal with I'll make 3 years of it guaranteed money. I don't mind that. For Gesicki, I don't mind. Now that's me talking with no money. All right, I'm not the guy that has to write the check, so it doesn't really matter to me. All right. Hey, but I am about to get out of here. But yeah, I said I was gonna go for about an hour and a half. But hey, it's been so good that we've been on for an hour and 52 minutes, 53 minutes now. You know, I'll holler at y'all, man. Y'all already know what it is, man. Thanks for rocking with your boy, man. We at what? I think it's close to 2,500 subscribers now. A year and some change later. Y'all been rocking with your boy, man. Please, please, please support our team, man. We're headed in the right direction. Yes, we want to see more. Yes, it's not where we want the team to be, essentially, but we are headed in the right direction. We really are. Tua's headed in the right direction. The defense is headed in the right direction. Coaching is kind of headed in the right direction, aside from some position coaches, but overall, it's trending up. It really is. And we've got some growing to do, but that's with most teams in the NFL that aren't already at the top. I'll holler at y'all in the next one. Y'all already know what it is. Fins up till we die. Love y'all like soul food. I am out. Please hit that like button on your way out and subscribe like my man Shock TV just said. Appreciate y'all.